So many of us right here in South Africa, we've got that dream, right? That little idea simmering away inside to launch our own thing, be our own boss, and just build something from scratch. It's a pretty exciting thought, isn't it? Yeah, I'm talking to you. Have you ever been sitting there, maybe at your desk job or stuck in traffic, and it hits you, I've got this amazing idea. I could totally make this work. That little spark, that entrepreneurial fire, that's exactly what we're digging into today. And then, bam, reality check. That one little word that feels like it can just shut down the most brilliant idea: money. The lack of cash can feel like this massive, impossible wall. But what if it's not? What if there's a way to get started with literally nothing in the bank? Okay, let's get into it. First things first, we have to completely reframe the problem. Instead of seeing a lack of money, we're going to see it as a chance to be clever, to be fast, and to be super strategic. We're going to adopt what I like to call the guerrilla mindset. This is your secret weapon. Think of the business world like a battlefield, okay? On one side, you've got the giants, the big established companies. That's the large army with thousands of troops, tons of money, huge teams. And then there's you, the guerrilla force. You might only have 10 people, maybe it's just you, but what you have is drive, you've got spirit, and you have the ability to move smart. See, you're never going to win with brute force, but you can absolutely outthink and outmaneuver them. So what does a guerrilla strategy really mean for someone like you, an entrepreneur? Well, it's all about using what you already have. It's about swapping a big budget for big ideas. It means using your creativity, your unique skills, and your network to make real progress without spending a single rand. And this quote it nails the mindset perfectly. This isn't about getting rich overnight, not at all. It's about patience. It's about persistence. Every little thing you do, every new contact you make, every tiny project you complete, that's a brick. And brick by brick, you build your company. Slowly, yeah, but surely. All right, so how do we actually start laying those bricks? Let's jump into the very first, most practical part of this whole mindset. So let's talk about our first core guerrilla tactic, harnessing your skills. This is ground zero. Forget for a second about what you don't have. Just focus on the most powerful asset you've got, which is you. Your talents, your passions, your knowledge, that's your real starting capital. Now, the beautiful thing about this is just how simple the process is. First, you just look inward. What are you actually good at? What do you get excited about? Then you look outward. Is there anyone who actually wants that skill? A quick search on Facebook or in local groups will tell you a ton. And finally, and this is so crucial, you start small. Don't try to build the whole empire on day one. Let's make this super real. Imagine you're an incredible baker. The big dream is that beautiful bakery on the corner, right? But that takes a ton of funding. The guerrilla way? You start today. From your kitchen, you bake amazing cakes, you post gorgeous pictures on Instagram, you take orders on WhatsApp. You are building a brand and making money right now without a single loan. Okay, so you figured out your skill, but what happens when you need something you can't do yourself, like a website or a cool logo? Well, that brings us right to our next key strategy. Our second tactic is a total game changer. Embrace the power of barter and collaboration. You have to start seeing your community and your network as a type of currency. You don't always need cash to get things done. Sometimes you can pay with your skills or your time or your connections. Seriously, the possibilities here are amazing. Maybe you're a graphic designer, but you need a website. Go find a web developer who needs a logo and trade your services. No money ever changes hands. Or let's say you're a fitness instructor. Why not team up with a nutritionist? You can offer joint packages and get in front of each other's clients. It's all about creating these win-win situations where everybody gets ahead without having to open their wallet. So you've got your skill, you're building a network, now you've got to let the world know you actually exist. That's time for our next move. And that leads us straight to our third and final tactic, maximizing free and low-cost marketing. I mean, in the old days, this would have meant spending a fortune on newspaper ads or radio spots. But today, the internet has completely leveled the playing field. You can reach thousands of people without spending a cent. The magic word for all of this is value. Don't just get on social media to sell. Share useful tips, have real conversations. Don't just run ads. Create content that actually solves a problem for your ideal customer. Build an email list and send out stuff that people are genuinely happy to get. When you give value first, you build trust. And trust is way more powerful than any ad you could ever buy. All right. We've talked about the mindset. We've gone through the 3 core tactics. Now for this last bit, let's bring it all together with your action plan. Think of this as a clear step-by-step guide you can literally start working on the second this is over. Just look at this. This is your roadmap. It takes you from figuring out your own skills to knowing who you're serving, starting small, building that community, getting the word out, and then, and this part is critical, measuring what's working and what's not, so you can adjust. This isn't a set it and forget it kind of thing. It's a constant loop of doing, learning, and getting better. And that brings us to maybe the most important reminder of all. Look, there are going to be challenges. Things will go wrong. But with this guerrilla mindset, every challenge is just information. It's a chance to learn, to pivot, and to come back even stronger. Success isn't some finish line you cross. It's the process of just keeping on. So, I'm going to leave you with this one question to really think about. After all this, what is your most valuable resource that doesn't cost a single cent? Is it a skill you have, a passion, a connection to someone? Find that, identify it, and you've found the very first brick to build your dream. You've got this.